All right, back at Salt Fork, looking for a boulder called the Crown Jewel. It's a V7 that a guy named Dan FA'd and shared on Mountain Project, along with all the other boulders here, maybe 6 or 7 years ago when he was traveling for work and here for a weekend. And he put up the 3 areas that are up now. The first areas that went up were the lakeside boulders, the Morgan's Knob boulders, which I think were formerly known as the diving board boulders, and Hosak's Cave, which is now currently off limits. And I've looked for this boulder problem. This is my 4th time looking for it. And the first 3 times I had all my pads and all my gear with me. Wandered around for about 2 hours each time with at least 50 pounds on my back like an idiot. And the most recent time was only about a week ago. And after that, I decided that there is just no way this boulder exists at the diving board boulders. It's just not there. So I emailed Dan back again. I emailed him maybe 2 years ago about this, the first time I went out. And he emailed me back. He's a nice guy. Said he doesn't really remember because it was so long ago, but that he's pretty sure it's out here. So I emailed him again a few days ago. And at that point I was hopeless. I kind of was just like, I'll send him something, but I know it's not there. I'm not going to find it. It's probably in a different state, or at least in a completely different area, probably not even at Salt Fork. And he emailed me back and he kind of inspired a bit of hope. And he told me that he knows it's somewhere around between the lakeside boulders and the diving board boulders. So I'm kind of just wandering the hillsides looking for rock in between those areas. And I'm going to go a little bit past those areas as well and see if I can't find any new rock. I know it's not at the diving board boulder, so I'm not even going to wander around that area at all today. There's just no point. But I mean, if this boulder's out here, it can't be very far. He only had a weekend to explore, so if he says it's somewhere in that range, I want to go ahead and believe it. I don't think I'm going to find the thing, but we'll see. Well, I've been all over every hilltop and ridge between the lakeside and the diving board Morgan's Knob boulders, and can confidently say it is not between those areas. So I'm gonna go a little bit further. I'm on the horse trail right now, which I've never actually walked the whole thing. I don't think it's on the trail, or somebody would have found it by now. But I am going to go past Morgan's Knob, that whole area, and I'm just gonna hike down this horse trail for a little while and see if I can't find any more rock. Because I went down it a little ways last time I was here, and it kind of looked like it died off and the hills flattened out a little bit, and I just wrote it off as nothing. But if the boulder's here and it's not between lakeside and diving board, it must be past it. So I'm gonna continue down this trail for a little ways and see if I find anything. What the hell is that? I have no idea what that is. Anybody know what this is? It's like a capsule made out of duct tape. No clue. Very weird. You know, it's a little frustrating looking for the same thing over and over again, but this is not that bad of a place to be wandering around aimlessly, especially in the fall. It's really nice out. I've walked up and down this hill from lake to hilltop about 15 times in the last hour. Ooh, that's a cool looking rock. What the hell? Look at that thing. Crazy. But yeah, I'm starting to lose hope. It's really pretty out here right now, and the weather is great, so not a total loss either way, but really hoping to find this thing one day. But we'll see. I'm crossing this gorge right now, which I've never seen before. Coming from over here, maybe 1/10 or 2/10 of a mile straight in that direction is the diving board Morgan's Knob boulders, which is where this boulder problem is listed on Mountain Project. So I'm passing this little gorge, and it's hard to tell on the camera, but there's definitely some rock down here. Nothing major, but just a little bit. And I can't tell, but I think there's some stuff maybe up the hill up here. So we're gonna go check it out. I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but if nothing else, it'd be cool to find some new rock. It's always a win. Looks pretty big too. Mossy, but that's pretty much Ohio for you. Ooh. Ooh. What is that? Is that a potential contender? Oh man. The shape looks right. Based on the picture on Mountain Project, I'm on the wrong side, so I can't quite tell yet. But dang, that looks like it might be it. Oh, come on. Some Chauncey slab too, if anybody wants to come out here with a rope and do some work. Oh yeah, and by the way, it's like 25 feet tall, so don't come out here if you're not willing to highball. All right, moment of truth. Come on. Oh. Yeah. That's it. Woo! Yes. Oh. Dang. Can't believe I found it. Oh, I can't wait. Get this thing cleaned up. It looks really dirty, but can't wait to get this thing cleaned up and see if I can get some of the Ohio homies out to do work on this thing with me. Maybe do a weekend session and see how many people I can get out. Run train on this thing. Nice. Wow. Probably spent about 8 to 10 hours searching. Doesn't look like much, but come out here with a rope and some wire brushes and chalk and hopefully a crew. I know there are a lot of people from Columbus and Cleveland who have looked for this boulder and had no luck, so I'm psyched to see how many people I can get out and do a weekend session. Hopefully have a send train on this thing. Sweet. Here's a better view of that slab. You can kind of tell how tall it is. It looks pretty good, other than the moss. But as I said, we're in Ohio, so that's what you get when you want to climb in Ohio. Got to do a little work. That's all right though. Yeah, probably 20, 25 foot tall. Looks like you might have some trees up there to throw a top rope around too, if that's your thing. Nice. All right, that was a pretty successful rainy day scouting mission. I just wanted to say thanks to Dan for sharing Salt Fork and all of its main areas on Mountain Project a few years back, and for messaging me back the other day and confirming that this boulder does actually exist. It got me back out here and finally found the thing. So thanks for that. And also, as always, thanks to the true Ohio bouldering OG, Ray Weber, who developed this whole area back in the 90s, as well as pretty much every other area I've ever been to or heard of. So thanks a lot, buddy. Now, hopefully I can get back out here tomorrow and clean the thing off, and if all goes well, send it. So we'll see. All right, it's tomorrow now, and back at the boulder. Looks like it got a lot of wind last night and is getting a little bit of sun right now, which is great. I think it's pretty dry, so I'm gonna hit it with a wire brush and some chalk, and then clean off a couple other of these lines around here that look pretty good. And hopefully send the 7 and maybe do a couple FAs too. So we'll see how it goes. I brought my rope out thinking I was gonna rappel down and clean this thing. I just learned how to do that like a week ago thanks to my buddy Nick. And I brought the rope and I forgot my gree-gree, so I'm gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Luckily this is all I've ever known, so it's kind of no different to me, but not exactly good beta. Not really good beta. This is why I wish I would have got my gree-gree. But like I said, this is pretty much how I've always done things. The hard and stupid way. So no big deal. I like to go over everything first with a steel wire brush. It gets all the bigger stuff off really well. It's really rigid and firm, the bristles are. And then afterwards I go over it with the golden colored brass wire brush, which is a lot softer, and it gets a lot of the smaller, finer particles out of the dust and stuff. So I do the steel first and then the brass afterwards, and then I hit it with Forest Harris chalk. All right, boulder's clean, chalked up, my hands are taped, and got the pads down, I'm ready to go. crux move a couple times. Just figure out where my feet need to be so I don't have to keep wasting skin on something that might not even be that hard. I'm just probably doing it wrong. It does feel pretty hard though. Oh, God. So that's not hard for me. Here. Kind of rough. I don't know. Feet don't really work. You want something out right to make it feel solid. But I think you need to get a heel toe jam out left to account for that. Pull you in the right direction. I'm gonna take a break, re-tape, let the holds dry off a little. They feel kind of moist. All right. That thing's really good. All right. Whew. So there you have it. Crown Jewel V7 at Salt Fork. I'll add this to a new area. And I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do any new lines today, but for anybody who wants to get out here, there's probably at least 5 to 10 other pretty cool looking boulder problems that I'd say are definitely worthwhile. Nothing crazy, but some good stuff for sure. And all the moss I brushed off today came off really easy. It's pretty dry, so minimal work for Ohio.